There's only a few things that you can highlight in liver. Get it in a little bit better focus. This is a lightly stained slide. It's going to be hard to get it into good focus. But we'll try that. So I look around in here. Here it is. See how it has, this lobule has connective tissue acting as a border to give it a shape. This is slightly hexagonal. So at each one of the corners of the lobule of the liver is the hepatic triad. In the center is a central vein. So I could either put the pointer on any of this tissue and say, what organ are we in? And you'll notice the hexagonal shape and you'll say, oh, we're in the liver. Or I'll put it in the central vein and you'll say, oh, that's the central vein. Or I can put it, I guess, on the hepatic triad or portal triad. Remember, bile is moving this direction towards the triad. The hepatic artery blood, oxygen-rich blood, and nutrient-rich blood are going in the opposite direction towards the central vein. But otherwise, there's not much I can ask you about on the liver. I guess I could say, what are these cells? They're hepatocytes. And in the last slide, this one didn't work out so well for me yesterday, so we'll see how it goes today. Might have just been in a bad section of the slide. This is a pancreas. The pancreas is an exocrine organ and an endocrine organ. By exocrine, that means what? It empties into a, there's one. There's another. You got it. Okay, you got it. Exocrine means that it empties into what? The blood or a duct? A duct. Exocrine means that it empties into a duct. So most of these cells, all these purple staining cells, those are part of the exocrine system. They're making the pancreatic bicarbonate and the pancreatic enzymes. And those secretions are going to empty out through that main pancreatic duct, through the hepatopancreatic ampulla, through the sphincter of Oddi, through the papilla, and into the duodenum. So most of them are making things for digestion, exocrine. Sometimes you'll notice a little population of cells that stand out in that sea of purple. And those little populations of cells look like little islands. Little island, little island, little island. Those little islands are called Isles of Langerhans. And they have the cells that produce insulin and glucagon. The beta islet cells make insulin, the alpha islet cells make glucagon. And those two hormones are your major glucose regulators. When we ingest a diet that has high carbohydrates, the glucose levels in our blood go up. The pancreas senses it, releases insulin. Insulin goes to all the little cells of the body, tells the cells, use that glucose that's in the blood, take it out of the blood and use it for energy or for storage. Make glucagon out of it, or glycogen out of it. And so the blood glucose levels come back down into normal range. After a meal, 3, 4, 5 hours after a meal, the glucose levels start to decline in the blood. The pancreas senses that, releases glucagon. Glucagon goes out to all the cells that stored glucose as glycogen, like the muscle cells and the liver cells, and it tells them to release that glucose into the blood, bringing the blood glucose levels back up into the normal range. So one tells us to lower blood glucose, one tells us to rise, to raise the blood glucose. And those cells are found in these little islands. So I could either put the pointer on here and say, what tissue are we in? what organ are we in? And you'd say pancreas. Or I could put a pointer on here and say, what is that population of cells? And you'd say islets of Langerhans. Can you differentiate between an alpha and a beta on the microscope? Not without special stains. So I wouldn't ask you that. So liver and pancreas are fairly straightforward. There's not much I can ask you about.
The holes are the islets of
See, these holes are not. I'm not sure what those are. I think those must be the ducts for the exocrine system. This population here, they're a little lighter than these. Those are the islets. This one's a pretty good one because it really stands out. These are the islets. These are the regular exocrine glands of the pancreas. Any other things you want to talk about? All right. Well, that's what I've got for today. You can continue looking at models or microscopes or whatever you prefer.